What is up, Finn fans? Some news broke that I thought was interesting, hence the title of the video. And I thought to myself, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live for like half hour, 40 minutes, hang out with everybody. I already see Dan, the film gent, and Kurt in here. We'll wait for more people to get in here. Hit that thumbs up. But yeah, you can tell by the title, we're starting to narrow down our defensive coordinator situation. So before I start rambling on about all that stuff, I'm going to wait for more of you people, you beautiful human beings, to get in the room. But yeah, well, there's a lot. Dolphins, Dougie Doug, what's up, man? Your icon constantly makes me laugh. Constantly makes me laugh. What's up, Jadis? I'm gonna wait for more people to get in here. We'll talk about Curtis, Anthony Curtis. We'll talk about a bunch of all that other stuff. What's up, Jaden? Because supposedly, like I said, Anthony Weaver might be our guy. Might be our guy. So what's the scoop today? I'll tell you in a few seconds. Just waiting for more people to get in here because I'm gonna probably have to repeat myself. But yeah, just waiting, giving it time. Hit the thumbs up though as you're coming in here. Give it time. I appreciate you so much, Doug. Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you, Adam, for supporting me. Can't believe they did not select an experienced coach. They did. Possibly they did. We'll see. Like I said, we will see. I will talk about all of that. What's up, Ted? What's up, Kurt? I'm doing good. Doug, when we sign, if he's our guy, sooner rather than later, I'm thinking. And 97 of you guys in here, 33 likes. Just do me a favor real quick, hit that like button, and we'll move on with the video. Doug, when we sign, I already answered that. What's up, Doug? Shout out to my daughter, Mia. What's up, Mia? Old school for you. So we got over 100 in here. That's what I was waiting for. Hit the thumbs up on your way in. I greatly appreciate it. And we'll start talking about the candidates and all that stuff. So it was reported by Aaron Wilson, emerging as the Dolphins frontrunner and expected to ultimately land defensive coordinator job. Ravens assistant head coach, defensive line coach Anthony Weaver, per league source. He interviewed for a head coaching job with the Commanders and the Falcons. Appreciate that, Jonathan. Now, he also, Anthony Weaver, was with Mike McDaniel in 2014 in Cleveland. So they have that. They've worked together. They know each other. They know how they work, all that stuff. With the Ravens in 2021, he was the run game coordinator. And they were number 1 in rushing yards, number 2 in yards per carry, and first in rushing first downs. When it came to this past year, Anthony Weaver was defensive line / assistant head coach. Baltimore's defensive front contributed to the NFL's second best run defense, and number 2 ranked third down defense and 4th overall red zone defense. He guided the development of Ravens' young defensive lines, Travis Young, I'm going to butcher that name, and Broderick Washington. Helped lead Baltimore's 2023 offensive coordinator search, which yielded Todd Monken for that position. Weaver has coached multiple Pro Bowlers, including J.J. Watt in 2018 and Jadeveon Clowney in 2016 and 2018. So it's not official. That's why I'm not saying he's signing, he will sign, or any of that. But it seems like Anthony Weaver is the front candidate to be the Dolphins' new defensive coordinator. Now, let me go back and address something from Pablo Diaz. He said, can't believe they did not select an experienced coach. Well, Anthony Weaver was the defensive coordinator for the Houston Texans. Let me look it up. I know he was the defensive coordinator before, and I'm pretty sure it was for the Houston Texans. So he was a defense. He has experience being a defensive coordinator. In 2020, he was a defensive coordinator and defensive line coach, and then in 2021, he was the defensive line coach and run game coordinator. And then this 2022 to now, he was assistant head coach and defensive line coach. And then with Cleveland, when he worked with Mike McDaniel, what's up, Cap? He was a defensive line coach. So he knows how to work on the defensive line. So he knows what he's doing. So have you changed your mind a little about Brandon Staley, or are you still feeling the same? I think it's between Curtis. Why do I keep wanting to call him that? Anthony Weaver and Brandon Staley. But from what I'm hearing now, I think the fact that Weaver and Mike McDaniel work together in Cleveland is probably why they're leaning towards Weaver, which I'm not upset about. If you go back and watch, he was one of my top candidates. And they started to dwindle, right? The Dolphins wanted to talk to Shula. He ended up getting a job somewhere else. They wanted to talk to some other guys. They all started getting scooped up as the Dolphins, put in requests to talk to them. So a lot of those things started happening. Leslie Frazier just got signed to the Seahawks as assistant head coach. So there's another guy that was out. And I think what happened was, Leslie Frazier, his agent was probably like, they're not going to hire you. Because if you look at all the names on that list, from Brandon Staley, Campanile, Weaver, they're young guys. And you have Leslie Frazier who's up there. It is live, Brandon. It is live. They probably want to have somebody that won't be gone in a year or two. They want to build something. I like Weaver. The idea of making Baltimore weaker intrigues me. Yeah, and they lost their defensive backs coach. He became the defensive coordinator for the Titans. Then they're promoted in-house to the defensive coordinator, and it wasn't Weaver, which I thought was interesting. Very, very interesting. But before we jump into any more stuff and we talk more, I do want to shout out today's sponsor of today's live stream, and that is BetUS. Fantastic, fantastic site. I use them all the time, and Super Bowl's coming up. You can put the prop bets, you could do over-unders, all that stuff. They don't only just cover the NFL, they cover all sports, and really good. Click on the link in the description. 125% matched up to $2,500. 24/7 customer service and a 24-hour payout. They also have a channel now. Click the link in the description. They have a channel. Go check them out. And thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Doug, did you say he was a run game coordinator? Yes, he was both. He was a defensive line coach and run game coordinator, Robert. Yeah, I'll show you. Right here. Run game coordinator. What's up, Darren? What's up, Doug? Glad you went live, bro. Yeah, I'm going to, in the off season, I'll probably go live on Fridays. I'm going to start doing live streams specifically for members and patrons. So if you are a member or a patron that is watching this, you're going to get special live streams where it's just for you guys to be able to comment. Other people will be able to watch, but the only people that will be able to comment are members and patrons. So I was going to do some cool stuff like that. W Fresh, this is the guy we needed. We need to draft another corner and cross our fingers that everyone gets healthy and sign Burns from Carolina. They do need to address, and go check out earlier today's video where I talk about team needs, because they definitely need to address that. Any word on Vrabel? Nope. He might sit out. He's still getting paid. He's getting paid for this year, so he might sit out and wait till next year to become a head coach. Will any Baltimore players follow him to our Dolphins? It's a possibility. It is a possibility. I was a Frazier guy, but Brandon Staley ran a version of Vic's defense, and Ramsey loves him. Again, this is speculation. Again, it's a lead candidate. I'll read it one more time. It's not that he signed. It's not that he's going to sign. It's just it came to fruition that he's a front runner. So we'll see. Doug, for funsies, if Belichick wanted to be our D coordinator, what What would you think? I think he's a little outdated. I don't think it matches. I think he's, I think he needs to retire. I think he's done. No available head coach spot left, so Vrabel will ultimately sit out. Yeah. They're all gone. They are all gone. Dolphins going to sign Derrick Henry. We'll see. That's a whole other video. I'm not spoiling that video for you guys. I got a list of players I like the Dolphins to go after. The only way Tua gets the only way Tua gets better is by becoming a cerebral quarterback like Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, but I don't know if he has that. I disagree with that. Who's my favorite? When it comes to the candidates, it's actually Anthony Weaver. He was up there. When he became available, I really like that. Really like that. Ron Rivera could potentially get the Cowboys DC job. Yeah. That's a huge demotion. Huge demotion. Ron Rivera is a dog and creating defenses. We should be a top 5 with Ramsey. Yes. So Doug, what do you think of Dan Quinn going to the Commanders? It's like Ron Rivera. We'll see how that all pans out. What's up, Montreal? He says, Doug, what's up? My brother rocking the black hat you had on yesterday. I just got this one 2 days ago, a day ago. Doug, please don't ignore this, but I'm being realistic, not negative. If you have to start by saying that, then that means you're being negative. We have a great roster, but they can't stay healthy, and the majority of changes haven't been made. Most likely to time to rebuild. It is. It. What? What? Doug, everybody was clowning Tua for the Pro Bowl performance, but he was trying and had less throws. That is just so dumb to me. Like, so dumb. If you actually look at so first off, it's the Pro Bowl. Who cares? Nobody cares. It's the Pro Bowl. If Tua lit it up and did fantastic, no one would care. Like, it was just so dumb. But Tua literally dropped back and he looked and he was like, and then afterwards he said that Baker Mayfield told him you need to wait a second. And then if you look at the amount of throws he had and the amount of targets he hit, he was actually very accurate. He threw 16 throws when everyone else threw 20 something throws. But who cares? Who cares? It's like the commercial too. It's like everyone is like, oh, they're making fun of him. No, that commercial's hilarious. I love that commercial. What's up, Hammer? He's not wrong about us not being able to stay healthy. Yeah, but there was a lot of teams. You can say the same thing for Cleveland. You could say the same thing for the Jets. There's a lot of teams. It's not like it's a Dolphin thing. It was just a bad year for especially quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers. There was a ton of injuries that just plagued teams. What if the Dolphins franchise tag Wilkins? I think it's. Let me find out what the franchise tag price is. You're looking at 20.9 million if they franchise tag him. And if you try to tag and trade and no one wants to trade for him, he's stuck on the books for 20.9 million. So it'd be better to transition tag him and let somebody, because that's what they did with Lamar Jackson. They let the market dictate the price and then they just matched it. Okay, go find somebody you want and then When you came back, they ultimately came to an agreement on a price. What's he gonna do? Fantastic in flag football, and everyone's gonna be like, it's just flag football, proves nothing. 100%. 100%. What's up, Elliot? What's up, DD? Yeah, I'm not tagging him. I'd like to sign him to a contract, but he had a year. He had a year. He bet on himself and he won. What did he do this year? 9 sacks, most in his career. Not that high on tackles, though. He had more tackles last year, 65 this year. He had 9. He was down on tackles, actually. He had 89 tackles in 2021, 98 tackles in 2022, only 65 this year. But again, the 9 sacks is a huge improvement. 10 tackles for loss, 23 quarterback hits. He had a big year. Okay, so me and Sarni have been debating which tag gives you competitory picks. Franchise tag. I think it's the transition tag. Tell you right now. Hold on. I'm looking it up. Exclusive franchise tag. The average, the amount required tender. Transition tag. Each club shall be permitted to design one player who would otherwise be an unrestricted free agent as a transition player during the same designation period as the franchise tag. Any club that designates a transition player shall receive the rights of first refusal specified in this article, yada yada. Any transition player shall be completely free to negotiate and sign, blah blah blah. Any club shall completely free to negotiate and sign a player contract without penalty or restriction, including but not limited to draft choice compensations. A club that designates the transition tag player shall be deemed on the first day of the league. So I think transition tag they can go negotiate, and then if the move happens, any club period first day a league following expiration. So after July 22nd is when you wouldn't give up draft picks if you signed them. So I think it's transition tag. Cap. JC, what's up, Doug? Fellow Northern New Jersey fan here. Appreciate your content, my man. I see you rock some horror shirts. Horror and Dolphins is where it's at for me. Favorite horror movie, Curious. Yeah, I got one on right now. Hunting for Beginners. But would you consider The Predator a horror movie? Favorite? I don't know. It depends on my mood. Like slashers, I'm Jason, Michael, Pinhead. When it comes to like The Exorcist, it's probably, you look at your icon, is one of the craziest ones still to this day. Doug Miami should pick Jackson Powers. He's the beast if he's there. He's been doing so well. He might not even be there. Horror action? Yeah. Favorite suspense film of all time for me is Jaws. I would consider Jaws horror. What tag gives you the option to match multiple offers? That is a transition tag. If they want to make a smart move, they'd find Mike McDaniel, an assistant play caller, and trade Tua for Cousins. Ted, first off, you can't trade Tua for Cousins because Cousins is a free agent. Patrick Queen, I'd love for him to come over be a Dolphin. Absolutely would love that. I'll cut Wilkins. You can't cut Wilkins. He's a free agent. Howard, Barrios, Claypool, Anderson. Barrios and Anderson are free agents as well. You're cutting people who are free agents, Seiko. Doug, the Wilkins case is a problem this draft class for DT is poor, which will make the price of DT go up. We'll see how that all pans out. Thoughts on a rebuild, dog? It might be time. If they don't get their stuff together, yeah, it's unfortunately going to happen. Like, it really sucks, but this is it. This is kind of it. Yeah, they don't win a playoff game and make a push deep into the playoffs and be able to move money around and bring in the players they need this season. They don't make the play. If they don't make the playoffs this year, as much as people are going to think this is an overreaction, they might just tear it down. You put a lot of money, time, and effort into this. What's up, James? Into this team, and you don't make the playoffs after going 11-6. Might have to tear that sucker down. Tear it down. Even if he gets head coach consideration in the future, I think we can still lock him up at least 2 years and block him from leaving. Who are you talking about, Magic Mark? What's up, Mike? The problem is, how do you pay Wilkins when he basically had a similar year to his buddy Sealer, who makes half of what Wilkins was asking for? That's a good question. And that's where the conundrum is. That's where the conundrum is. If that's the case, then invest in the O-line now. They have to. I talked about this in team needs. I talked about this in the offensive line video. I talked about this a lot. Their hand is being forced right now. It's 100% being forced to fix the offensive line because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offensive linemen who are free agents, and all 5 of these guys started for you. Connor Williams, a free agent, won't be able to play until October. Robert Hunt, free agent. Isaiah Wynn, free agent. Kendall Lamb, free agent. Robert Jones, free agent. Their hand is forced now. You have to. You have to. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought the jokes, I thought it was the best. I love that commercial. Hands down, my favorite. It was just funny. And then they had Creed in it. Like, come on. Friggin' love Creed. Ross isn't getting any younger. The window is closing. I think his daughter will take over if he steps down. If my memory is correct, I think his daughter is the successor of the Miami Dolphins. It was that guy who got caught tampering with him, who's now not allowed to. He was another New York exec, but yeah, give me Staley, keep the continuity, and let Rams lead the defense now. Extend to 2. The only thing I need to see from him is his clutch gene showing up. I want to shout somebody out. One more time. I want to shout somebody out. Because it was such a constructedly Josh Moser, and it's such a well-constructed tweet. Normal, and I push back on people. Is a subscriber considered a member? No. Don't feel like you have to, though. I'm not telling you this to go do it, but I'm just telling you, you hit the join button next to the subscribe button. It's like a monthly donation, and you get like special perks and stuff. A lot of times I push back on people when it comes to Tua, and I look like I'm a Tua-neer, Tua whatever, is because they say false information. Tua can never do this. Tua can't throw deep. Tua can't evade the pressure. Tua never, throws outside the numbers. Tua can't read a defense. And it's false. It's absolutely false. And that's where I'm like, you're wrong. And here's proof of him doing it. But Josh Moser came out and he said this, and it was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa said he would like to work on 4 things this offseason. What are your guesses? Mine would be moving off the spot in the pocket better and connecting with wide receiver. Mike McDaniel alluded to this. Number 2 is extend to the second and third reads better. Better. Did you notice he didn't say to do it? He said better. Extend more plays with his feet. Extend more plays with his feet. Find receivers outside the hash more. He said because of his height, it's harder to see over the offensive tackles. That's a problem. And then he said 4A, figure out how to change plays at the line of scrimmage hard because limited time with all of the pre-snap motion. But it's there is nothing that he said in that list that I disagree with at all, because he didn't say he can't do it. He just wants him to do it better, more, and work on it. And it's like, yeah, man. Good, like, thank you. That is a very good, well-constructed criticism of Tua. That's beautiful. Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love your stuff. And it's not long as hell. I love your stuff and it's not long as hell. What do you mean, Felix? Doug, who would your dream number 3 receiver be? Rookie Jarvis Landry. Doug, if you asked around the league, who do you think teams will scheme for, Wilkins or Sealer? I think what worked the best was because they both were on the same line. I think that's what helped the most, was that they both were on the same line. If he learns to truly extend plays, then he can become more dangerous. He does it. Like, we've seen it. We've seen him do it in spurts here and there where pressure comes. He kind of rolls out to his left or, and he'll make a throw. He does it in spurts. But yeah, if he can figure out how to do it and do it more consistently and not be bogged down by the offensive line and have the offense be dictated by the offensive line, then he is, to me, Tua is so close for me to put my stamp of franchise quarterback on him. He is so close. But it's these little things that are just, he needs to work on. Mike, do I want to read this super chat? Mike? Dad joke. What is the difference between erotic and kinky? It's erotic. You use a feather. It's kinky. You use the whole chicken. Inappropriate, Mike. What's up, Brian? Run the ball and learn to tackle on D. Simple. A lot of that also has to do with better positioning when you're going to tackle. If he can learn to be a dual threat quarterback, my mouth would be shut next season. Not necessarily. He doesn't need to be a dual threat quarterback. He just needs to implement what he used to do. And that's the thing that people forget about. When his first 2 years in the NFL, he ran a lot. I made a little clip of it for, you watch the Falcons game his second year, the Cardinals game his first year, the Patriots game, he ran. And he could throw on the run, especially rolling out to his left. He doesn't have to do both, but just implement a little bit more movement in his game. Doug just looked this up too. Is 6'1", Mahomes is 6'2". Does Mahomes have issues seeing over the defenders too? I don't know. I can't really go off of what he said there. So I don't know. I don't ever doubt Tua working hard to improve. His work ethic is second to none. Apparently not to everybody, because everyone saw what happened at the Pro Bowl and how he kind of was just like, meh. And everyone's like, he's got horrible work ethic. Doug, would you stay a fan if we sold the team and became the Pensacola Orcas? I don't know, man. I'd prefer them, if they're going to sell the team and move, come up here so I can go to every home game. Hey, Doug, what do you think we draft with our first pick? Stacked wide receiver draft could definitely use with a wide receiver 3 like Keon Coleman. I'm in free agent mode. Next month is, I think the end of March is when I go into draft mode. Yeah, Carl Weathers passed away. Absolutely sucked. But I wanted to hop on for a little bit, hang out with you guys for about a half hour, kind of talk about what happened with Anthony Weaver, give you guys an update on that, chat with you guys. I know it's a short live stream. I do apologize. Next week, though, on Friday, I'm going to do an hour long. I'm going to start doing hour-long night live streams on Fridays, Q&As and stuff like that. This is more of a test, see how you guys like it and all that stuff. So be sure to hit that thumbs up. I will have a video out probably, I think tomorrow I'm going to make a video. I wanted to take the weekend off, but news came out that I kind of want to talk about. So you're going to get a video tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out. Again, really quick, great video. Loved hanging out with you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like usual, stay classy. Offense up.